Hello and welcome back. In this video, we are going to go over a couple of tools and how to make the finite time that you have count. So one of the things would be adopt fixed volume to your productivity. Make lists, but don't make just the list of the things that you need to do. Make a list of the things that you actually did already at the end of the day or the day before. I usually keep 3 lists. One is things I need to do. One is things that I did, and one is while I'm waiting for someone to get back to me, so I know it's technically not on my to-do list and the ball is not in my court and I don't feel as much anxiety and pressure on getting it done. Another thing that really helps, and if your job allows you to do so, have predetermined work hours. So your work hours don't necessarily need to start at 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. If you need to work 4 to 5 hours a day, you can switch that window. For example, I know that I don't always get a chance to get to work in the morning, and in my calendar, I usually block time from 12 to 3, for example, and I write it down like as deep work. Generally for me, because I'm self-employed, and if you are in the more control of your time during the day, then you can block during the day different times. It doesn't need to be continuous, and it doesn't need to be necessarily from 8 to 5. It can be from 12 to 5, and then from 9 to 11, for example. Focus on 1 or 2 projects, and I keep going back to this. I used to be very much project-oriented, and I would have 5 projects going at the same time, and when I would get bored with one, I would switch to the other one. But that's not how it works. I do it with books. It works with books, like if I'm reading something and I don't feel that it kind of pulls me in, I would start another book. But it's proven that when you jump from one project to another because you're bored, you never end up concentrating on neither one of them. So I would say 2 big projects is maximum that you should be handling. Decide in advance what to fail at. It took me a while to come to peace with the fact that we as human beings, beside the fact that we have very finite time during our life, we have also finite hours in the day. And by failing at certain projects during the day, you are going to learn how to tolerate your anxiety much better, because you will understand that it is impossible to excel in all areas in your life. So if you are excelling as a parent, that means you're putting your job as second. If you are excelling at your job, you're putting parenthood as second. So I learned that, and what I'm doing is I'm accepting my failures, but not in a negative way, but more in a positive way. And I choose. For example, I know that my children are, well, everything is good, everything is going by the routine. They might not need my attention 100% and that much. So I put that relationship a little bit on hold, and I concentrate on my projects, on my goals, on my work, on something else, on the house, on chores. And the minute I feel like I'm starting to fail as a parent and my children need me more, I put all the other projects on hold, everything else. So just choose your failures and learn to accept it. Basically, it's impossible for you to excel at everything. It only happens in movies or in books. So the minute you're gonna realize that you can be good at certain periods of time, at certain tasks, you will have a relief. Generally, you choose which project needs your time and attention at a particular moment. So always alternate. Choose between whatever needs your attention the most. If you see that the house is a mess, then obviously start concentrating on that. But if it's more or less in good condition, then don't feel the need to excel and be perfect in each area of your life. Learn to fail. This method, it's called fail on cyclical basis. So you choose which area of your life you're gonna focus and which area you're gonna have to fail at. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're all human, and it's human to err. Don't wait until the project is complete to feel good about yourself, because there's always going to be another project. So you're never going to end up feeling good about yourself. This is definitely a wrong approach. Always praise yourself with each little step. Even if the project will fail, at least you tried and you didn't held back when it came to your goals and aspirations. So every time I fail a project, where do I even begin? Like, I can make a list of businesses I started and project I tried, but I don't have any negative connotation about it, and I don't have any kind of bitterness about the fact that, yeah, most of the projects are going to fail, and that's fine. I'm okay with it. That will remove the anxiety from the whole adventure. Another thing at managing your finite time is make your devices as boring as possible. Generally, we all know that each device needs to have its own rule. So you need to make sure that you don't use just one device for everything. Again, this is coming from someone who I tried to work off my phone, and then I realized that it's because it looks so attractive. So you need to make it less attractive and separate, laptop for writing and typing and making notes, phone for calls and messages, camera for taking pictures. Again, we all feel the inclination to take the pictures with our phone, obviously, because the camera is fantastic. So I don't think you can separate these two. But one trick that I learned from the book 4,000 Weeks is how to make my phone grayscale. And this way, it looks pretty boring. Like, you don't feel the inclination because there's not many colors to take it and go on social media. So just go to accessibility and change it to grayscale. Seek out novelty in the mundane things. Ordinary life. I did a video on that and I referenced Alain de Botton. He really talks about how everyone strives to be extraordinary, that we forget to enjoy the ordinary things in our lives. So make sure you watch this video. Going back to our childhood, remember when you were a child and you felt like your childhood, it's taking forever, the days were so long. It's because you were always discovering new things. You were always on a hunt to find out new things. And now when we are settled and we have a certain routine, it feels more mundane. But by bringing more novelty is not going to solve it. We need to learn how to find the extraordinary in the ordinary things. Shinzen Yang explains that we need to pay more attention and learn how to be present in each little thing. Whether it's whenever you're taking a walk in a park, try not to stare at your phone or keep it in your hand or always necessarily listening to an audible. Look around yourself. I do this as an exercise. I try to look at people as I walk without judging, without making a comment in my mind. Oh, look at this person, or look at that, or how is that person dressed, or how does this person look, or look at these teenagers, they're so loud, or whatever. So go through life by not judging everyone and everything you see. And any kind of activity that you're doing, if you're trying to be more present, you need to remove that judgment from your subconscious mind and actually look at people with more love and compassion. Generally, I always come back to the same phrase, spread love as opposed to spreading hate. Try to experience life with twice as much intensity as you were a child. So when you watch your children learn something new, be as excited as they are, because for them, it's, like something exploded. It bedazzles them. They're super excited. So try to see the world through their eyes. It's going to make a difference. I find myself sitting and just watching my children, and it teaches me so much to still my mind, to be present. Just whatever they do, just watch them. You are going to learn to enjoy each and every moment of your life by looking through their eyes at mundane things, at simple things. Cultivate instantaneous curiosity. If you feel the need to pay a compliment to someone, to donate some money, to praise a friend, do it on the spot, because that usually comes from the heart. Don't wait and think, I'll write that email, or I'll send that message, or I'll make that phone call later. Usually life gets in the way and we kind of get around it maybe at some point, but most of the time we don't. So if you feel the need on doing something spontaneously, do it. It usually comes from the heart and it's a calling. At the end of the day, it's your choice how you spend your finite time. And every time I am faced with a routine and I feel like my life is going on, the days are just repeating themselves, every couple of days I would just make myself stop and I break my routine just to feel that I have a little bit more control over my life. So have a routine, but don't necessarily always follow the clock. And I have to stretch in the morning, and if you didn't do it, you cannot do it later in the day. And yes, you can. There are certain things that you can shuffle around just to make your life a little bit more exciting. So switch your calendar up a little bit. Do meditation in the morning as opposed to night. Do your journaling midday as opposed to morning. So by shuffling around your life, it's going to feel a little bit more exciting and it's not going to feel as routinized. Thank you for following. Thank you for watching. Please do comment How do you make your life feel longer? How do you make your days feel more excited? And let's have a conversation about it. Until next time.